Hey everybody, this is Dr. Maples, and as I record this video, I'm looking at my calendar, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe it's just about the end of your semester. Hey, congratulations on getting another semester in the books. If you'll stick around to the end of the video, I give you a little pep talk just to make sure you finish on a high note and you're ready for the next semester. But in the meantime, we got to talk about something really important that you probably weren't thinking about, and that's the end of the semester itself. The end of the semester is crazy busy. It's nuts. There's so much chaos happening. And on top of that, there's a lot of moving pieces that you got to get into the right spots. Otherwise, it's going to make your next semester and even your entire college career a lot worse. So based on my experiences as a professor and as a student, I want to give you a list of 8 things that you absolutely have to do at the end of every semester. Look, I promise you, you do these 8 things at the end of every semester, it's going to make your college career much, much easier than mine was. We got a lot to do today, so what do you say we get started? It seems logical, right? But one of the very important things to check off at the end of the semester is that the semester has in fact ended. Every year of my career, I saw 1 or 2 students, almost always in the fall, get their calendars wrong, and they would go home for the Thanksgiving holiday and think that their semester was over, when in fact they still had a week, maybe 2 weeks of classes and finals. Now, you have to know exactly when your semester is going to end, and there's a couple of deadlines that we want to think about. First, get on your university website or go to a search engine and look for the university academic calendar for that particular year and semester. Note I say year and semester because there's multiple academic calendars up there for all semesters, even past semesters. But look at that calendar. It's going to tell you when the semester started. It's going to tell you your withdrawal deadlines and all sorts of other cool things, but it's going to tell you the last day of classes, very important, the first day of finals, the last day of finals, and also when your grades can expect to be posted. These are all really important things that we have to know at the end of the semester so that you can check off the box that says, yes, in fact, Dr. Maples, the semester has ended. This next one is so important, and yet this is a spot where many students fall apart. You have to verify near the end of the semester that all of your grades have been entered, that everything is accurate, and the moment the semester is over, you have to verify that your final letter grade is correct. Between you, me, and the entire internet, I'm here to tell you professors frequently make mistakes in entering final grades, particularly using automated systems that harvest the grades from one university software from like Blackboard. It just never works correctly. And unless a student looks at that error and catches it, it doesn't get fixed. And if you notice it 3 years later, it's almost impossible for you to go back and prove that that letter grade was wrong. Same thing for the end of the semester grades. Things like that last exam you take. Make sure your last papers get graded correctly. If you have questions about these things, get with your professor. As the semester ends, they'll often have extended office hours in addition to having email and phone calls, although email's generally going to be better than a phone call with a lot of professors. Nonetheless, you've got to get with your professor and make sure you get this issue fixed. And if your final grade is wrong, get with the professor. And if you need to contest a final grade, I've got a whole video on that very topic on my channel. In the end, it is your responsibility, repeat, your responsibility to make sure your grades are correct. It's not your professors. They're allowed to make mistakes. So it's all on you to make sure that they didn't. Because they do make mistakes. Like, a lot of mistakes. Hey, speaking of mistakes, one mistake you may have made is that you haven't subscribed to my channel. Now look, when you hit that subscribe button, that tells YouTube, hey, someone likes Dr. Maples. And that tells Dr. Maples that someone likes Dr. Maples. And Dr. Maples is at a point in his life where he really needs to hear that. So if you would, go ahead and subscribe to the channel real quick. That way you see my videos when they pop up. It also lets YouTube know that I'm doing something good. And if you'll like those videos, it helps other people get to see them. If we work together, we can help save the world or help people finish the semester. Moving on. My third checkpoint is that before you leave campus, I need to know that you have a printed ready to go booked copy of your class schedule for the next semester. Now, I can't stress this enough. The day that you are allowed to register for classes, you need to be doing that because you need to get in there and get the classes that you need so you can graduate and move on with your life. You miss required classes in your major that can push you back a semester or even a year. But if you wait until after finals to book classes, things are filling up really quickly. You're probably not going to get the classes that you want. You're also not going to get the professors that you want. #ratemyprofessors.com. Now, here's one other little thing. As I'm seeing more often, universities are starting to change the class schedule after it's on the books. This didn't happen early in my career, but in the last couple of years, I've seen that happen a lot more. This means that what was once a Tuesday, Thursday class may suddenly change over to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. The thing is when they make that change, it generally just de-enrolls you from the class, so you won't be taking it at all, and it takes it off your schedule. The thing is you need to occasionally over your break, as dumb as it sounds, log back in, check that your schedule has not changed, that there aren't issues, that you weren't knocked out of something that you don't know why. And if there is an issue, get in touch with your advisor, get your schedule fixed, and everything will be fine. But know that that's an issue, know that that's a problem. And know that this is important. You got to get that schedule booked because no schedule, no classes, and that's a problem. Checkpoint number 4 is not only a college tip, but it's actually a good life tip. Whenever you're going to be away from your apartment for an extended period of time, there's a couple of things that you need to do to prepare that space and secure it. One of the things that I always recommend is that if you're going to be away even for a few days, set your thermostat down to 55. That is perfectly comfortable for the house, and if nobody else is going to be there, it's going to be just fine, but it's going to save you a lot on electricity or something horrible like your heat running really high when in fact it's really hot outside. There's no point in that. You also need to secure your premises. You need to make sure everything's locked, all your windows are locked and shut, everything is secured. If you have a sliding screen door, it's a good idea to get a length of metal rod and put it so that it basically prevents the door from being opened from the outside. And just make sure that your place is ready to go. Know that while you're gone, especially on university campuses, people will go into your apartment or dorm. They're going to go in to spray. They're going to go in to do maintenance. In some cases, the university will actually move your belongings from one dorm to another for very particular breaks, just to conserve electricity and heat and stuff like that. As such, if you're not unpacking your dorm altogether for the year, you need to make sure that everything important or valuable is coming home with you wherever that may be. So secure your place, make sure your thermostat's good, and watch your stuff. That includes your laptop because it's going to get stolen. So take it with you. Your 5th checkpoint is a quick and easy one. If you bought books for your semester that you want to sell back, now's the time to do that. But I got to say something. I despise the fact that universities use a very predatory process for selling you books on campus. I cannot say this strongly enough. Don't buy your books on campus. Don't even buy them at the local other bookstores. You're probably going to get ripped off. You need to be looking online for lots of other options and places for getting your books. And I'll leave it at that. But if you did buy books that you want to sell back, now's the time to do it. But look, if you walk up and they're going to give you like $1 a piece for them, give them the middle finger. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Walk away, sell those books somewhere else, put up posters that you could sell these to future students. That works because if you've got like an intro textbook for chemistry, there's a good chance that someone will be using that. Or find online vendors where you can sell these books back. Don't take these $1 things. I had moments as an undergrad where I was so poor, I had paid, $50 for a book and they offered me $1 and I took it because I needed the dollar. And that made me so angry that I carry that anger with me even today in trying to make my books 100% free and using free online textbooks. So there you go. Nonetheless, find ways to beat the system because they're trying to beat you. And if you need to sell your books back, now's the time to do it. But maybe don't sell it to the predatory jerks at the university. I'm here to tell you for my 6th checkpoint that all of your faculty and department secretaries more or less feel overworked and stressed at the end of the semester. And in general, we feel underappreciated for the work that we do. As such, end of the semester, take 10 minutes, go to your professors, your department secretaries, and just say, hey, I hope you have a great holiday break. Thanks so much for everything that you've done for me. I really appreciate you. Make sure and get your name and your face in there somehow because you want them to remember you. In case you have an issue in the future, a department secretary is the singular person on a university campus that can get things done. I'm telling you, have the department secretary on your side, and it is one of the most powerful things on the world. Likewise, this is a great chance for you to build some relationships with your professors. If you see someone that you think could benefit your career or be a mentor, talk to them. Swing by even for 5 minutes and just say, hey, thanks, I appreciate you. What classes should I take with you in the future? Hey, I'm thinking about going into this field. Do you have any advice? Or maybe you could mentor me in the future. This is a great time to do that. Don't eat up a lot of their time because they are busy at the end of the semester, but make sure and get your name and your face out there, and it builds some very strong relationships. Just gives you a chance, too, to start thinking about the fact that the semester and this video is almost done. My 7th checkpoint is all about creating some happy memories because you're going to have plenty of horrible memories of college, so we need to make some happy ones. And that's by having sort of your own private ceremony or personal moment before you leave campus. That can be having a cup of coffee in the same spot of the university every semester, or sitting by the same fountain and just kind of breathing it all in. For me, and I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, you promise not to laugh at me, I used to hug one of my buildings as an undergrad and a grad student. McClung Tower, I would walk up and give one of its supports a hug. And I would kind of tap it and say, I'll see you next semester. And even when I graduated, I took a picture of myself beside that spot. And I said, hey, I'll see you when I see you. I'll be back when I can. And that building is still there. I hope it stays for a really long time, although it's getting pretty old like me. As a professor, end of the semester, one of my rituals was always to have a cup of coffee in the cafe and just do absolutely nothing and think about nothing. I would also tell my classrooms goodbye as I'd turn off the lights. I'd kind of tap on the wall and say, I'll see you next semester. I'll see you when I see you. Have those moments. Find what you need to do that you can create some positive memories. And I feel that those carry over into the next semester because they really make this whole thing feel like it's part of your lived experiences. And that's a good thing. Oh, we're almost done. What's this 8th one going to be? Oh, I bet it's going to be a good one. My 8th and final checkpoint before you leave for the semester is that you need to take a moment and make a plan for what has to happen before you return. What needs to happen in the next few weeks so that you're ready for the next semester? In a good case, that may be absolutely nothing has to happen. Your job is to go back home and play Call of Duty or The Long Dark the entire break and do absolutely nothing. Not that either of those games are in any way relaxing, let's be honest. But some semesters, you've got some work ahead of you. Maybe you need to pick up some technology. For example, there was one semester where I was like, my laptop is probably not going to make it much longer. It's 10 years old, and I probably need to think about replacing it or have an alternate plan in case it does drop out on me. And it did. And I had a plan, so everything was good. In other cases, maybe you got a really difficult class coming up, and it's not a bad idea in that case to even start reading the textbook early if you can get it, or reach out to your professor and find out what it would be and order it. Or likewise, just do some relevant readings. It doesn't matter what it is. It can even be relationship stuff, which I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not going to get into any of that. But find the things that need to be fixed between this moment and that moment to make sure that your college career is going to be successful. Hey, how about a free end of the semester pep talk before we go? One of the things that I have learned about college degrees is that it is not about being perfect. Getting a college degree doesn't require you to have a 4.0. It doesn't require you to have all A's or write amazing papers or even say really smart things. None of that matters. The way you get a college degree is you finish a semester. And win, lose, or draw, you're finishing a semester right now. You're wrapping one up. It doesn't matter if you finish that semester and landed on your face or if you finish the semester with flying colors. You're a little closer to the graduation stage, no matter what. You've learned something about yourself, you've earned some credits, or maybe you have earned the knowledge to get future credits in the future if you failed all your classes this semester. Doesn't matter. And I'll tell you, one of the things to remember too is when you go through your college experience, it's fine to make mistakes because you're going to. That's part of the process. We want to help you learn about who you are as a person. You're going to make mistakes. And really the most important thing to remember here too is that when it comes to the graduation stage, It doesn't matter if you have a 4.0 or a 2.23. They give you the same degree. And that's what matters. All you got to do is keep finishing these semesters, one semester in front of the other, and you'll get there. And if you need a pep talk, you can always leave me a note in the comments and I'll be happy to do that. Maybe I should set up a Cameo pep talk channel just for my students. Anyways, I've gone on too long. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for subscribing. Please share this video and others with your friends. Share my playlists. Let folks know about this channel. We're growing and I deeply appreciate it. And it's all because of you. So thank you. If there's a video you'd like me to do in the future or a topic you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. You like the beard? I might keep it. I might not. I don't know. It's No Shave November.